Welcome to Globalpose News. Professional chef Daron Anderson always tells people he was born in the kitchen, quite literally. The 45-year-old was delivered by home birth at 295 West Las Flores Drive, where he lived with his mother until this week. On Thursday, he stepped over charred debris where his kitchen once stood in Altadena, a tight-knit neighborhood of northeastern Los Angeles. He was looking for his cast-iron pans in the hope they might have survived the blaze, one of several historic fires burning in the area that have killed at least 16 people and decimated multiple communities and left thousands homeless. Across the street, at number 296, his friend Rachel's house also sits in ashes. The house next door, 281, where he'd enjoyed family parties, is gone. About 3 blocks away, on Daverian Place, where his girlfriend lived, some neighbors tried to fend off the roaring flames that would consume their homes with garden hoses. Now they, too, are searching for treasured items in the rubble, after fire obliterated this entire community nestled in the shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains. It all started on Tuesday night. The Santa Ana winds had been fierce much of the day. Daron was in his front yard just after 18 o'clock local time trying to secure items from flying away. Across the street at 296 West Las Flores Drive, Rachel was taking down Christmas decorations, concerned about her plastic icicles and patio furniture blowing away. They exchanged worried glances. "This doesn't look good, does it?" she remarked. At the time, it was only wind that concerned them. They had no idea that one of the 2 worst wildfires in LA history had just ignited a few miles away, part of a days-long nightmare that at its peak would see 6 blazes
Russia, St. Petersburg or Leningrad, it was under siege. My family is from there. It feels like, remnants of the Second World War. And we actually came to say thank you to our house for being good to us, and we were good to it. So, kind of end of a life story here, and then another life will begin.
reducing much of a vibrant community to ash, and killing at least 5 people. Daron's next-door neighbor at house 281, Dylan Akers, was at work at a donut stand in the Topanga Mall, about 40 miles.
Actresses, very famous people are clearing out their closets and bringing them here. That is what you're seeing. It is a community who will do anything to help.
Corner of northwest Altadena pitch black and members of his family frantically evacuating their home. His uncle leapt over their white picket fence to save precious seconds as he stuffed items into the back of his car. For the next 2 hours, Dylan did the same, gathering food, medicine, clothes and toiletries. In the rush, he mislaid his keys, and lost 30 minutes searching in the smoky dark with torches until he found them blown against a fence. During the desperate search, he kept telling himself that local authorities would be able to handle the fire that was roaring down the mountain towards the home he shared with his mother, grandmother, aunt and 2 younger cousins. Dylan had faced windstorms before, and had seen smoke in the mountains, but this time felt different. This time the orange glow in the sky was directly overhead. "I was fully at a 10 on the scale of scared," he said. At 0:30 Wednesday, Dylan said that he and his mother were the last people to leave West Las Flores Drive. They may have been the last to get out alive. The following day authorities would announce that the remains of a neighbor down the road had been discovered. Rachel and Daron had left the neighborhood about 2 hours before Dylan. Rachel was forced out by a friend who drove over to demand, "You've got to leave now." Rachel, with her wife, toddler, 5 cats, and 2 days of clothing, said goodbye to the home they had bought just 1 year earlier. Daron also grabbed what he could, a guitar he purchased when he was 14 with money he earned working as an extra in a karate film, and a painting of his family crossing Abbey Road in London, made to look like the cover of the iconic Beatles album. As those on Las Flores Drive evacuated, Daron's neighbors a few blocks away tried to fight the flames. For more updates, news, views from around the globe, follow us on all our social media platforms at Globalpose.